It's Friday, May 17, and it has been a hectic news week. We start this evening in Leguan in the Essequibo River, where a new stelling tops the newly unveiled Ministry of Public Infrastructure Development Plan for the Essequibo River Island. Shaquille Bourne traveled with Minister David Patterson and brings us the details.
Home to nearly 3,000 people, Leguan is a vibrant agricultural island. For this reason, the issue of the dilapidated stelling, which is the main port of entry to the island, is a critical one. Minister of Public Infrastructure David Patterson laid out the way forward.
We have some delays, but we acknowledge, and I acknowledge on behalf of the ministry that the project is adequately funded. We have the adequate funds this year in our budgets already, and any additional would come next year if needed. And the timber section which you have now, which will be upgraded and modified, and so that will be finished in 3 months after our recommencement. And the recommencement is scheduled to be in a month's time.
Minister Patterson also put systems in place to ensure the Leguan stelling is properly done.
I employed an independent consultant to overlook the works, along with Transport and Harbour.
Some residents reflected on the challenges they have faced with the stelling and welcomed the upgrades.
About a year ago, I fell on the stelling and dislocated my hand. I suffered, so I'm looking forward that stelling is done and done in the proper way. I feel very, very hopeful. It's a long time that we have had a minister who came and listened to our concern, and I think he has addressed them properly.
We now have the square party to West Coast. So we can get a stelling now, we can move the party direct to. From the field straight to West Coast. It'll be easy for Abby and we'll get a better price. Right now you got to set right down at Leguan because you got to pass it with care to over. You got to move it a small quantity. You got to discharge it from the trailer, put it into canter, and then carry about. If the stelling make from the trailer straight to the side, we just move it. So it will be easy. And your cut costs.
That is something I would put 1,000% beneficial to the residents of Leguan, because primarily every person on this island use and transfer on the stelling. Especially the older folks, they can't use the speedboat because with the step up and down. And I think it's going to be a great boost for Leguan in terms of residents and in terms of transportation, because a lot of party plant on the island, the party move over. And even the farmers are going to be very beneficial to it also.
Works on the stelling will begin in June and will be done in 2 phases. The first phase will feature the construction of the deck, while phase 2, scheduled to begin early next year, will feature a concrete commercial area. The transformation of Leguan is inclusive of the 9 sea defense projects the government has led, in which 2 are already completed. Moreover, 53 additional lights are to be installed on the island within 2 months. For InfoHub, Shaquille Bourne.
Shaquille filed another report from the island. This time he tells us that Leguan residents will no longer face the threat of floods, as the Ministry of Public Infrastructure will be undertaking several sea defense projects.
These sea defense works represent just the tip of the iceberg of the transformation that is taking place here in Leguan. With assistance from the Caribbean Development Bank totaling $800 million, the coalition government has launched 9 sea defense projects on the island. District engineer within the Ministry of Public Infrastructure with responsibility for Region 3 commented on these projects.
Prior to the implementation of these programs, the sea defense was in critical condition, overtopping, flooding to residential areas, damages crops and livestock, and so we have upgraded all of those now.
Of the 9 sea defense projects in Leguan, works in Cane Field and Cane Garden are 50% completed, Cornelia 5% completed, and in Success, sea defense works are 95% completed. InfoHub caught up with a resident of Leguan as he reflected on life on the island prior to the sea defense works.
Sea defense was in disarray, but we got to thank God. We got to thank God that a lot has been done. There's a place up in Canefield, they used to always get flood, and now they do the whole entire area under this riprap, right? And it is perfect, 100% perfect now.
Leguan also benefited from major road upgrades, a change from its previous double bituminous surface treatment, DBST, to asphalt roads. These works have enhanced 8 miles of road network on the island, benefiting nearly 3,000 residents, inclusive of rice farmers. For InfoHub, Shaquille Bourne.
And still in Essequibo, but this time on the east bank of the river, a 79-year-old pensioner is one of 600 residents who now has improved water supply after the recommissioning of the Hubu water station yesterday. We sent Natisha Isaacs to bring you that story.
But no, I get water good now.
That was 79-year-old pensioner Leguan Buchan, who lives in Hubu, East Bank, Essequibo, as he recounts to InfoHub his struggles with accessing clean, portable water for his sustenance. Buchan was forced to catch rainwater in his black tanks and barrels for washing, cooking, and cleaning. He is now beyond elated for the increased water pressure when he turns on his standpipe.
Oh man, oh my God, sister, believe me, tell you that I'm really glad I get water. Water, I didn't mean in this house. I can't do that water.
The Hubu water station, which became inoperable in 2017, was recommissioned Thursday as the Guyana Water Incorporated aims to continually develop the water supply systems across the country. This water supply network will benefit 600 residents.
Yeah, I have 79 years. I'm a little picnic. Yeah, and thank God that you still help with the government. No?
Within another 3 weeks, more wells and water networks will be set up in several East Bank Essequibo communities. These include Hyde Park, Bartonstein, Blake, Grove Park, Lookout, Mora, Perica, Salem, St. Lawrence, Lukabu, and Unity. Natisha Isaacs for InfoHub.
School dropouts and those unemployed will soon reap the benefits of government's cash grants in Regions 5 and 6, with several small groups receiving $1 million in cash and kind to kickstart their community projects. Isaiah Braffett tells us more.
One of the 8 groups to benefit is the New Leaders for Social Betterment Youth Group of Nurney. The monies received from the cash grant will be used to fund a cash crop garden. However, chairperson of the group, Janet Samuels, said the garden is only a stepping stone to accomplish a bigger goal.
We'll be going on to another project. We go on to a project where we'll have skills training programs for young people, and we use that money to get somebody to lecture computer studies and have a little night class for students who have dropped out from school.
The exercise was led by newly appointed Foreign Secretary Carl Greenwich, Presidential Advisor Dr. Mark Curtin, along with other senior officials from the Ministry of Communities. Dr. Curtin said the grants are an investment by the government for the development of communities and people.
I think that when you're looking at things like raising standards of living, looking at the issue of generating employment, jobs, I think this would form part of that activity. So we are confident that these small projects, these rapid impact projects, can surely emerge and develop the community.
Similar sentiments were echoed by Foreign Secretary Greenwich.
I jumped at the opportunity to come, not so much to do anything concrete, but to ensure that the communities know that senior government officials are looking at their activities and wanting to encourage them, and also hearing from them what concerns and problems they have.
Once the groups have utilized the money for the intended purpose, they will be receiving another disbursement of grants to complete their project, along with other assistance from the Ministry of Communities. Isaiah Braffett for InfoHub.
When we return, we'll tell you that Minister Brooms is pushing youth development calls for collaboration with Volunteer Youth Corps, and female MPs take a stand for gender equality.
Are you ready to embark on a truly epic adventure to an undiscovered corner of South America, where some of the most spectacular natural attractions are unveiled within a beautifully diverse landscape? From the wetlands and savannas to the ancient mountains, magnificent waterways and lush enriching rainforest would provide a vast playground for some of the most exotic and breathtaking creatures on the planet. including many of the world's giant species. This untouched land of mystery and wonder serves up an exclusive experience for travelers. So are you ready for a new, awe-inspiring adventure? Welcome back to nature. Welcome to Guyana.
Thanks for staying with us. Minister of Finance Winston Jordan sat down with InfoHub's Paul McAdam, where he shed light on what the costly leftover judgments from the previous administration means for Guyana.
With most of the court cases originating under the previous PPP administration, Finance Minister Winston Jordan says that these costs have had and will continue to have a negative impact on cash flows, particularly those earmarked for developmental areas.
Large number of cases where judgments had already been given or the cases were still to be adjudicated in the courts. And many of them that you see now being adjudicated or they were originated prior to 2015.
The minister explained that the amount of cases under the present government pale in significance to those prior. Sums owed range from thousands of Guyana dollars to millions of US dollars.
From as little as $100,000 that were not being paid for whatever reason. From $100,000 to as high as 40 million US.
Once judgment is awarded, interest payments amount to 6% from the time the case is lodged in the court to the time of the award, and 4% between the time of the award to the time of payment.
Monies that could have been used to build a hospital, a health center, build another school, pay a little bit more wages or something. But it is monies that will result in the postponement or abandonment of a developmental activity once you have to divert monies for the payment of judgments in which the courts have found some breach of some constitutional or fundamental right or whatever.
Paul McAdam for InfoHub.
The new Minister of Youth Affairs, Simona Brooms, is sparing no effort in ensuring that the nation's youth are well taken care of. On Thursday, the minister touted collaboration between the Volunteer Youth Corps and government to push the youth development agenda.
It's a non-profit entity. We address the development of children and youth in Guyana, and we do a spectrum of service, I would say, over the long life that we've been in existence. While we have a small staff here, the majority of the work is external at the schools, right? So how I would describe us is an institution that indeed help with youth development, but more focused on education and economic support to youth, in school and out of school.
Goldie Scott, CEO of the Volunteer Youth Corps. Minister responsible for Youth Affairs, Simona Brooms, called for a collaboration between the VYC and the government's Youth Corps as both groom youths for employment.
How can we partner rather than to reinvent the wheel? We might look into going to craft something, a program that you're already running here. So maybe we just partner with you in managing that program because you have the skill, you have the output, you have the teachers, you have everything here already.
Minister Brooms has extended the offer to assist the VYC in acquiring additional resources to increase its capacity. Reporting for InfoHub, Ayana George.
Women parliamentarians are taking a stand for gender equality and have made that clear during a workshop hosted by the Women and Gender Equality Commission. Here is Aaliyah Hamilton with our final story.
Female members of parliament took a stand for gender equality during a workshop hosted to promote women's and human rights. Minister of Social Protection Amna Ali, who was in attendance, said the workshop offers the female MPs an opportunity to become more informed about gender and development.
It provides a forum where we can exchange thoughts, ideas, and experiences that will inspire us to take new steps towards gender equality.
She reinforced that the women present at the workshop have a significant role to play in achieving gender equality in our society.
I believe that it is time for us to move from words to action. We must make gender equality part of all policy making and use our influence to ensure adequate resources are allocated to implement policy for gender equality.
UNESCO's Secretary General, Patrice Lafleur, said women should take up leadership roles in their respective communities. Ministers Annette Ferguson, Valerie Garrido-Lowe, and Valerie Adams-Yearwood were also in attendance. Gender awareness, development, and budgeting were some of the topics discussed at the workshop. For InfoHub, Ali Hamilton.
That's all for today, but catch InfoHub recap tomorrow. Connect with us on WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Much more news on our website at dpi.gov.gy and pop over to Instagram for the latest photo updates at DPI Guyana. Your bridge and weather reports will close us off for this week. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. See you next week for more news on Guyana's rapid development. Goodbye.